Okay, here's an exciting new find. There's an ancient lost city in Mesopotamia that they've just found. It is unknown. It has an unknown name at this point. It's just been released here at April 8th, but it's something that I spoke about at towards the middle of last year on a couple of videos about the Sumerians, and it was kind of an exciting find at the time. It's the edge of the mountains here, and you can see how it leads off in the edge of the Zagros mountains, and this is a depiction of what it probably looked like about the time that it was done. But it's shown going up into a mountain pass from there, a little to the east of the Tigris and Euphrates, and most of the cities in Mesopotamia that we all are aware of at this point are all attached to the Tigris and Euphrates, or were extremely close to it at one time, and the Euphrates has moved away from it. So let's look into this. A 4,000-year-old lost Mesopotamian city is discovered in Iraq. A 4,000-year-old lost city has been discovered in Iraqi Kurdistan area, according to researchers. We weren't expecting to discover a city here at all, said Kathleen Kapinski, who explored the site according to the French National Center for Scientific Research journals. The excavation of the site, known as Kunara now, and located near the city of Sulaymaniyah, was only possible after Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein was deposed in 2003. Researchers noted that the ISIS terrorist group's presence in Iraq also hampered their efforts. The situation is much more favorable now, though, project leader Eileen Tinu said from the journal, and here you can see a picture of some of the dwellings that they have uncovered at this point, and you can see how far that it is actually covered, that they had to go down some 3 to 4 foot just to reach the ancient streets, cobblestones, and things that are led into it. And it seems like it had quite an intricate layout to it, not a giant city though. According to the journal, this city stood in the heart of an unknown kingdom, that of the mountain people who had until then remained in the shadow of their powerful Mesopotamian neighbors, including the Akkadians and the Sumerians before that. The Akkadian Empire is considered the first ancient empire of Mesopotamia and reached its peak about 4,000 years ago under the rule of Sargon of Akkad. After this fall, the historians believe it split into Assyria and Babylonia and became two separate things, and it was the loss of Sumeria itself as Elamites had came in. Now, people lived in the city located near the Zagros Mountains around 2200 BC, archaeologists have theorized. The city of Karana provides new elements regarding the heretofore unknown people that have remained at the periphery of the Mesopotamian studies. So it's out on the edge there, I guess you'd say. And this is from Tinu, that added this. And here's a look down the mountain pass here, and that you would be looking at leading up. Now we're up in the mountains looking back down into the valley, and where this place is found is supposedly something like in this area right in here, leading out into the flats. And that's where the Eden was of the Sumerians. Meanwhile, dozens of clay tablets covered in cuneiform were also discovered, which showed how people may have delivered flour. Cuneiform is one of the oldest writing systems, and researchers said they underwent a period of decline after it was ravaged by a fire 4,000 years ago. The researchers speculated it looked like the town had literally been burnt. Cuneiform specialist Philip Glancer said the people who lived in the city had a good grasp of Akkadian and Sumerian writing, as well as that of their Mesopotamian neighbors. Here's a picture of an Akkadian, and it looks like an Akkadian tablet. Yeah, okay. The first tablets found building in the lower city register a large number of entries and departures of flour, so merchanting, right? And it actually is a kind of a flour office, Tinu explained, adding that it was for the governor of Kunara, and so they may be tentatively naming this at this point until they find out the true name of it as they decipher these tablets, and I'm going to be all over it. This city must have been fairly prosperous, Tinu noted, as rare stones such as obsidian and carnelian and semi-precious gemstone were used to produce entirely commonplace tools and items. Residents in the city most likely took advantage of its strategic location on the border between the Iranian kingdom in the east and the Mesopotamian kingdom in the west, Kapinski also theorized. Now, this could show, too, all this carnelian and things where that they had gotten a lot of this from before, and I wonder what went wrong at the point that they got destroyed there, but it could have been from another people who, instead of no longer wanting to trade, decided to try to take it. Researchers also discovered tools and ceramics that were bought and traded in the city's ruins. It was surely the area's agriculture wealth that promoted its rise. Archaeologists have discovered the remains of goats, sheep, cows, and pigs, pardon me, suggesting the existence of a major livestock farming system. The presence of an irrigation network in the city's south is also a remainder of the mastery of the region's inhabitants achieved in grain farming, especially the emmer barleys and malt. So apparently beer was a big thing there too, as it was with the Sumerians. And it's probably just an offshoot, just not living on the river. But they haven't found anything about the city's original name, which is still a mystery, but we will continue to look, and I'm sure they're going through the tablets and seeing if there's some mention of it. But yeah, so that's the last of the article there, and we will follow up on this as it comes into being. But quite an interesting article here, smaller article, and I'd like to read more of the larger article that comes in and see if we can glean any information out of that also. As this place gets totally discovered and excavated, I'm sure a lot more things will come to light. Anyhow, like, share, and subscribe, guys, and enjoy. And more to come on this as it comes out, of course. And there'll be a lot of other vids coming soon, too. Peace.